This is Tyler Lewis here with Phenon Hoops. On today's show, we're honored to have one of the best travel ball directors and coaches with us today, Coach Sim Frazier. Thanks for being on here.
Thanks for having me, man.
Coach Frazier, he's been with PSB for 6 years, and he just now started with Team Curry this summer. How does it feel that this past summer you had one of the best travel ball teams in the country? Like, how was that experience?
No, it was good, man. So for us, looking at when we built the team, we wanted to keep kind of true to our PSB kind of blueprint. Really good kids, good families that wanted to be a part. And so, in a lot of ways, we didn't jump off the page to a lot of people. They saw our roster and was like, "Well, they're all right. They're gonna be okay." But the kids came together, bought into what we were doing. The families really trusted us, especially during this time. And we really had a successful year. It was a lot of fun.
And you talked about being with PSB for 6 years before. Talk about what the PSB program means to you.
It's great, man. So Brendan Winters and Logan Kosmowski really gave me an opportunity. So I'd been coaching, kind of doing my own thing, and Brendan approached me and asked if I can come join in, and because he was having to expand his family, and then obviously Pro Skills was growing. And so they've been awesome, man. They've been great, giving me an opportunity, and also like giving these kids a great platform. So it's been great.
And during your 6 years with PSB and this past summer with Team Curry as well, you have numerous amount of players playing in college. How many players do you have at the collegiate level?
So we've got close to 70 Division I players, and then probably that the 9-year history. For me, I've got close to 50 since I've been here. And then we've got a myriad of Division II and III players. Also, I've got kids at Queens to Anderson, and we've got kids that play at Carolina to Bucknell. So we pride ourselves on being able to help everybody. So it's not about, hey, are you going to play on ESPN? It's really about, hey, can you really play at the next level, and we'll help you get there if that's your goal. So. Yeah.
And I've known that you mentioned that it's not all about playing collegiate. It's about building a relationship with these players. I think that's the most important thing when I was in coaching, just building relationships. How does your relationships with this player take it past basketball?
So for us, we talk about, it's not about the next 4, it's about the next 40 as far as years. So the approach there is really thinking about this thing holistically, like beyond basketball, man. Like, so talking to a kid, if he's got stuff going on with his family, or like, hey, what's your major going to be, or different things like that, just trying to set guys up for success. You and I are big products of basketball has taken us a lot of places, right? And been able to network, with what I do for my day job. Basketball's allow some of those networks and relationships to grow into some good things for me outside of basketball. So this thing has really been just teaching people that it means a lot. You know what I mean? So,
and that's awesome, especially using the four years you have in college for the next 40.
Yep.
It sort of reminds me of a quote: "Use basketball, don't let basketball use you." Don't get caught up in basketball, and you can use basketball, like you said. It takes you so many places around the world, lets you meet so many new people, friends. They end up being family to you. And that just means a lot, because obviously the ball is going to quit bouncing, and you're going to have to rely on so much other stuff. But you can use what basketball taught you, and all the places you've been, the people that you met, to help you along the way.
Yep.
Being in your position, how is it like every day? I know you get hit up by college coaches, NBA scouts. How is that? How do you like that experience?
It's a lot. So people don't realize the back end stuff that we do, especially as your directors or your 17U, 16U coaches. It's not about the games. It's not just about the games and the tournaments. It's about having those conversations, selling your kids to a particular program, or giving background to an organization that's asked about your kid. I enjoy it, man. I think it's what I really do this for. The games are fun. I love the game. I love to compete. But having a conversation with somebody to kind of set up a kid's future, that's huge. So for me, I enjoy those. It takes away time from family and personal things and work and all that kind of stuff, but I think it's so important.
That is really important. And one thing that really stuck out to me yesterday when we talked on the phone, you told a player, not necessarily play with the better team, play with one of the other teams that you have so he can shine and be able to use his skill set and it be shown to the world instead of just being a spot up player.
Yeah.
How do you with your players, I love that honesty about you of how are you you're just really upfront and honest with them. Do you do you think your players and parents, do they get sometimes mad at you for telling them the truth, or do they really respect your decision?
Yeah, I think anybody that, since we've been building this thing and growing it, I think if you're here, you kind of respect that about us, that about our program, just because there, like I mentioned before, there's places for everybody, right? And just being honest and transparent. For me, it's not about loading up the team with all the best players and all that kind of stuff. It's about, like, obviously we want to put the best program, best product out there, the best team, but we also want to do what's best for the kid as well. So if that means a kid goes and plays on our quote unquote second team, and he's able to show some different aspects of his game to get recruited, by all means. We had a kid do that this year. We had a kid last year do that. With hey, you might be fighting for some minutes with this top team going to second team. He's still Division One. A lot of people don't realize this, but last year our second team had 3 Division One guys on Division One rosters. Is like, what? We've got a kid, Patrick Tape, that's going to be that's at Duke this year. A lot of people calling me like, what's going on with Patrick? Didn't play for me. Patrick didn't play for the top team. Patrick was a second team guy. That was able to carve out minutes and show different things of his game. And he was able to go to Columbia. Now he's at Duke, and smart kid, family got it. So that's kind of what we're about. So if you understand that and buy into that, then you're at the right spot.
No, that's awesome. That the whole PSB program, it just y'all care about the kids, and that's really important. It's more important than the game of basketball, I'll tell you that much.
Sure.
I know you've been with PSB for 6 years, but how long in general have you been coaching the game of basketball?
So I've been coaching now going on year 14. So got done playing at school and just kind of had the bug still, right? 21 years old, wasn't the best player. And I was just really trying to find a way to be around the game. Reached out to my high school coach. He said, hey, get into coaching. Start off with AAU. And then so between AAU, I coached there going on 14 years with AAU, and then also coached high school for 7 years. So been around it for a little bit.
Been around it for a little bit. And I know a lot of people know you played. When was the first time that you kind of fell in love with the game of basketball, that you knew like basketball was really important in your life?
Yeah. Similar to you guys, like it's kind of in the family. So my dad actually played, and he introduced us to the game very early. And he actually started a basketball camp. So my first camp experiences were a camp my dad founded up in Boston, and so some of my earliest, like I tell people, I remember going to my dad's semi-pro games and eating Crunch bars, just being in the stands. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. So, so right then it was kind of that bug. It was always on in the house. We're always playing and competing with each other. I have a brother that's a year younger than me, and then one that's I think 7 years younger than me. Yeah, he's about 6 or 7 years younger than me. So we're always competing in the backyard or in the house and all that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of a natural thing.
So now when y'all are, when all the siblings are together, y'all even playing cards, is it still competitive in there?
Yeah, it's competitive. So I'm the oldest. So my youngest brother plays overseas, and so he has us beat. He's a better player, but we made him better because we beat him up all the time. But no, those my 2 younger brothers are really good players in their own right, and so we compete at everything. So that's
No,
just
I love it. So why do you coach? What's your why?
for me, man. It's honestly about that process of watching a kid go through getting better, seeing somebody grow, both on and off the court, seeing guys mature, and seeing like the long term picture, right? Talk about that 40 years, and seeing guys like build a family, start a career, all that kind of stuff. It's just being a part of that process, and the small part that I am is really rewarding. So that's why I do it, man.
That's awesome. So, obviously, you had a great team this summer. Would you say that's your best team you ever coached, or
Ooh, it's tough. It's definitely one of our favorite. Like this year was awesome for a lot of different ways. Our first PSB team that I was here, we beat a lot of teams. We were really, really good. It might be a tie between that first year team, this Curry team, and then my last year's team with PSB. We had some really good players on that team, but they all had a common thing. They were just all they all liked each other, played for each other. There was no selfishness. You had guys who just wanted to win, and then it just everything happens because of that. Everybody was in the right mindset. So like this year's team, all of our 2021 guys got Division I offers at one point or another. Last year's team, that PSB team that I mentioned, we had 8 guys go D1, and then that first year team that I had, I think we had 7 or 8 go D1. So like you don't have that if guys are selfish, guys aren't bought in. So it was
and
awesome.
that's the thing, like with AAU in general, travel ball, like normally
Yep.
the most unselfish team's going to win, no matter how much
Yep.
talent you have. Because
Yep.
I mean, people think like players think you have to go out there and score 20, so they just forget how to play and they're just super selfish. And I
No,
think that's what makes your team so good is the unselfishness and people buying in and being selfless.
for
Um,
sure.
you had tons of great players. Not necessarily your best players ever, but who are some of your favorites that just stand out to you that really made an impact in your life?
Whew. Um, so man, that's tough. So there's a kid, Gavin Rains. He's at Queens. He was a dog. He actually played the whole live period with like a torn ligament. Just like gutted out every game, and like that kid led us in rebounding, and we had 6'10", 6'11s on, and just a tough kid. Caleb Mills, really special player, just got it. He just was a team guy. Like a lot of people would see him scoring in bunches, but he just did not care. Um, Kennedy Miles from my team last year, and Jackson Threadgill were guys that just like understood how to play, team guys. So it's a bunch, man. Like Ryan Schrieger, he's one of those kids you kind of mentioned. Like he averaged maybe 6 points a game for us that summer, had 30 offers just because he played the right way, got it. There's a ton of kids, and for me, we keep in touch with every one of our players. So like we have our group chat for each year, and like I'm talking to guys from 5 years ago, like what's going on, guys? Like how's everything going? They're talking back and forth because they might play each other in a college game. But they'll come out this summer. We had a couple guys. Hey, y'all playing down in Rock Hill? We're gonna pull up. So all those kids, man, they all mean a lot to me. So
That's awesome. And I know you just mentioned Rock Hill, and I know y'all played a lot of games down there this summer.
yeah.
What made this past summer kind of very unique? Because there wasn't a circuit, so y'all weren't necessarily on the Under Armour circuit. Y'all were able to play a lot of really good teams that are on other circuits as well.
Yeah, no, I think I tweeted about this before. I think it's a testament to like a lot of people want to play in the circuits. I think the circuits are a blessing. Obviously, we're fortunate that when we get an opportunity to have the Under Armour circuit, that'd be cool. But the need for a circuit, like you can if you're going to quality events and guys are working for you as far as your coaches and stuff like that, it really doesn't matter. And so for us, it was just like we knew we weren't having a circuit, but we knew we wanted to give these kids an opportunity. Like I said, the parents trusted us, the kids trusted us, and we had a quarantine period and all that kind of stuff, trying to work this stuff. But it was it brought guys together because we were just all doing this for the common goal, just like guys trying to get seen and guys trying to play, and so it was a special year for sure.
That's awesome. When people watch your team play, what do people say about a Coach Frazier coach team?
Kind of we alluded to before, like unselfish, share the ball. One compliment that we always get is that you can always tell that we're trying to run something, right? So a lot of times in AAU, guys are just hooping. They might have one play, they might not practice. We practice, so we won't play in the early tournament just because we got to get some practice time in together. So you're gonna kind of see, and that's across the board in our program, Curry program, and our PSP program. You want to see that guys are trying to run some good offense. Guys are trying to teach guys how to guard. We're gonna play man. We're not gonna play zones, all kind of things like that. But we're really trying to teach guys how to play basketball. So that's what you typically will see with our teams. It depends. They deviate, but yeah, that's typically what you see.
For sure. So with your teams, what's kind of like your motto, your mission statement for, you can say you're coaching your team, and what's your mission statement just about life, like in general, being a person?
Yeah. So it's really like we talked about before, like it's not about the next 4, it's about the next 40. So looking really long term and just being like selfless, right? It's not me, it's we kind of attitude. I think that carries along in any aspect in your life, right? Like you're gonna work on teams and the work environment and life, and you have to think not just of yourself in situations. I think in culturally, that's a struggle that we have in our society right now. Is just people are so like self-centered and nearsighted, and they can't see what's down the road. They can't see what's around them. So I really challenge people and then myself to really think about others. Um, and if we try to we promote that culture. So like something that we do on our team is when somebody gets an offer, we text our whole team in our group chat, like, hey, shout out Tyler just got an offer from so and so. Everybody needs to show love, right? So that, yo, congrats. That becomes contagious, right? So it's not just about me, it's about everybody showing love. And then what happens is guys understand that, hey, Tyler might got an offer. Well, that's more eyes just coming to see Tyler and that could come see me play the next game. So just being like a community and all that kind of stuff, just being like a good piece of the puzzle. That's what we all are. So
No, and you can see it a lot, especially from your guys and your players. Like I see it all the time on Twitter. Like some kid gets offered, and next thing you know, 5 of their teammates are retweeting it.
Yep.
Or posting or commenting on it. And I see that a ton. And I mean, I think that's what we need more of this world. More, instead of being jealous of someone, just be happy for the next person.
That's it.
That's really what life is about. You can only live it once. Be happy for other people as well.
For sure.
So obviously you coach a lot of talent, and we know that. But how do you describe your coaching style on the court?
I'm pretty calm for the most part. I get fired up every now and again, but I like to exude like a calmness and a confidence. It's just because there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of noise. You're playing, there's 3-4 games going on. The refs might not be great. There's people yelling. Other team might be on the run, and so I always want to stay calm, be even kill, never high, never too low, and I try to like my players pick up on that as well. So that's kind of my style.
Sounds good. And my last question to you today: what kind of fuels your fire every day?
Man, just trying to be better at what I do every day. So if it's coaching, I'm sitting here watching film, or I might be watching a game, a college game or an NBA game, and I'm pausing it, DVR, see if we can add that in, or trying to pick coaches' brains for different things. And then like in my personal life, just trying to be the best dad I can be, the best person I can be in my life. So that's just trying to get better every day, man. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Get 1% better each day, and somehow you'll end up being great no matter what you do. Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on here. Thanks so much. You made an impact on so many of your players' lives. I know you're going to continue to make an impact on so many others. I appreciate you just coming on here, taking the time. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
No problem.